We supplied IT solutions into transport, logistics and retail. The business started 30 odd years ago. I joined it 26 years ago. I ended up part owning it and then doing a management buyout. I think it was probably around Christmas time that year, thinking we need to do something different. I'd always worn the marketing hat as well as the managing director's hat as well as the sales director's hat. So it was getting to the point where actually I think we need a bit of help. Partly was the reason we've not done a lot of marketing in the past. We hadn't been able to afford to have done that for various reasons. We now could. So what do we do? How much do we spend and how do we do that properly? So the marketing centre have a process that you go through where they duly listen to the sort of business we are, sort of understood myself and Peter a little bit and worked out, I think, a couple of candidates that she thought were suitable. She put 2 forward, we interviewed them both, and then once we'd selected Andy Chadbourne, the next step was this initial review process that the marketing centre go through, which then threw up basically the list of issues and work that needed to be done.
I think number one was the website, because that was a catalyst to do everything else. Following that, we very quickly brought some part-time marketing people in and formed a plan for how we'd move forward. But it was typically always a fairly short to medium-term plan. We didn't a plan beyond a 6-month period. It was bite-sized chunks that we could then move forward and start to deliver on.
Everybody knows that you can go and get a finance director 1 day a week, 2 days a month, full-time for 6 weeks or however long you need it. I think it's a little known fact that you can do the same with marketing directors and get the quality of people like Andy that we were lucky to work with. Andy was able to then pick people to work with, again on an ad hoc basis, and just keep the cost down. So overall, I think our spend did increase a little bit, but not massively, but the output was what we needed to achieve. And therefore it was a relatively minimal investment. Probably the most important thing that Andy did was we asked him to get involved to create what became the IM document for the sale of the business, which got across what we wanted to get across, and it did create a lot of interest.
All the work we'd been doing up until then was pulling out the benefit that Jade could bring, and that's obviously huge when you're selling the business. I think we'd put together a really professional style as well, and we'd started to pull the people out of the business. So when you looked at Jade, you saw who you were buying from. I remember clearly the day the business sold. I was really pleased. I was pleased that although the engagement was going to come to an end, that it had a really clean, nice ending to it, and that I'd contributed to doing that.